They come from many nations to Chesapeake, Virginia to compete for professional pool's most coveted title. They play 9-ball pool non-stop for 7 days in a double elimination tournament format where each match is a race to win 11 games. They play for the prize fund of $250,000. In the end, only one player will reign supreme. They are the world's greatest players, and this is the U.S. Open 9-ball championship.
And at this time, we'd like to draw your attention to the Chalk-Off Arena. Our first gentleman is sponsored on tour by Mez Q's Cafe Puro, former WPA World 9-ball champion from Helsinki, Finland. Please welcome Mika Immonen. Thank you. And his opponent is currently marketing his own signature line of cues and cases, former World 8-ball, former World 9-ball, former World Straight Pool, former World Bank Pool, former World One-Pocket champion. Please welcome member of the Hall of Fame, Mr. Nicky Varner, Owensboro, Kentucky. Thank you. And gentlemen, you may all lag for the first break. Let's hear it for the world's greatest players. Come on, Chesapeake. Thank you.
So Mika Immonen and Nick Varner, Danny, and race to 11 to stay on the winner's side here. Immonen has to be a slight favorite. Mika Immonen, Nick Varner. Immonen on the left, Varner on the right. Both former world 9-ball champions, excuse me, but looks like Immonen just took the lag. Varner, not the youngest man in the world. He's got to be pushing 60 now, but I'll tell you what, he's going to be a handful, a load of experience, one of the living legends of the game in the BCA Hall of Fame. There you see him in your picture, now marketing his own line of cues, and I promised him I'd give him a plug. Nick Varner Cues and Cases, and he's playing with one of them, Lightning.
Very
Terrific
deliberate
cues.
player, very deliberate. He examines every possible path that the cue ball could travel to the next ball, and he's very good at putting it there.
So Mika Immonen, former world 9-ball champion, won that event in Cardiff, Wales. He said he wanted to win the event before he turned 30 years of age. He's now 35. And this looks like a useful opening break. Long one, 2 balls pocketed, the 9 near the bottom corner. This is just the sort of start Immonen was looking for in the race to 11.
Right, it's pretty nice when all you have to do is make the 1 and you're on the next ball with the proper angle to go to the 3.
He was hitting balls in practice, Danny. He was just whacking them 100 miles an hour, and you and I were watching thinking, you know, this isn't a very good practice regime for a guy before he sets out an important match on the TV table.
I think you were right. He just was anxious to get this started, and he didn't want to sit down. Well, I'll tell you what. If anything's going to stop him, it's the 7 to the 8. He's going to need some kind of angle on the 7 to pocket the 8 in the same place as the 7. Let's see if he can do this. Gets straight in on the 7, he has a little problem.
Born in London, England, representing Finland in many World Cup events.
Well, that's new to me. I never knew he was born in London, England.
Actually started out playing snooker. A lot of people don't know that. And Mika's got over 100 century breaks to his credit.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Took a little bit of a snooker background into his 9-ball career, and it is some kind of career.
Well, I know he moved to New York a while ago. Is he still living there?
He's still in New York, as far as I know.
See what he did? He got the angle on the 7 to get to the 8. That was very important.
That screw-in extension, the back end of his cue, sponsored by Mez. Nick, one thing about Nick Varner, trademark, he'll give that gum a workout.
Yeah.
He really should by now. He should have had a deal with Wrigley's or somebody.
You're right about that.
He missed that one.
You're right. It's not too late.
This is just a dream start for Immonen. An easiest of nines. And the man they call the Iceman takes the first rack here against Nick Varner, leading 1-0. He'll have the break in rack number 2. So number 2 in the race to 11 for Immonen. And he'd like to duplicate the break in the first.
Glance break. He made a ball.
And I'm not sure whether he's got enough of that one. Can he see enough of that left edge of the one to be able to cut it in?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. 7 is just in the way. So I think he's going to be looking for a safety. Well, I was right again. Don't ask me those tough questions anymore. The table's a mile away. I couldn't tell from the monitors, but he proved it went.
Well, look at the kisses he got to land perfect on the 2. Well, it certainly looks like Mika Immonen has brought his A game to the match table tonight. Again, he seems to have the speed down. He's knocked in some good long shots already, and that'll put his confidence in good stead.
Well, what do you do here? Just stop there and then shoot the 6 where you're at? I guess that's what you do.
One thing about Mika, Danny, is he does like to hit him too. He's a thumper, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
You know, you see a lot of the Filipinos and they're soft spinning that cue ball around the table. Immonen hits them, as do most of the European players. Niels Fine comes to mind.
Well, he's going to go 2 rails off this, I believe, and play the 8 to the pocket that he's near right now. And he did that pretty well. Well, he got a little thin, but I think he could kill it. Slow roll it.
And obviously, his intentions to try and park Mr. Varner in these very comfortable chairs for as long as possible. And that's 2 racks and counting. It's a 2-0 lead. Mika Immonen over Nick Varner. Rack number 5. From the Chalk-Off Arena, Immonen orchestrating a symphony. He is yet to put a foot wrong. 4-0 he leads, and he's still got the measure of the break.
Yeah.
But for the first time, I think he's going to have to defend.
Yeah, here comes a safe.
And that Varner just perked up in his chair.
Varner said, I'm going to get to the table even if it's kicking the ball.
He's got a possible bank shot into the bottom right corner, but
no, I don't think you do that. I think here he's going to do it quick, but I think you go 2 rails and try to get all the way down. He banked at it. He wanted his run to keep going. Yeah, you were right, Jimmy. He wanted the run to keep going. But
yeah, finally. 4 racks, and we get to see Nick Varner. And that applause, I think, is a little bit of congratulations to Immonen as well as a little encouragement.
Okay, you know what I
the
like?
Kentucky Colonel Varner.
Sitting in the stinking chair, 4 racks. Now you get up to this is what you got. it's not a gimme. I mean, I know he'd like to shoot and erase some of his deficit, but I like going 2 rails behind the 3 ball.
You don't think he's going to attack this?
Well, he probably
I think he's going to
will,
go with this, Danny.
Well, he might.
I mean, you've just been sat in your chair. I think you want to try and make a little hay while the sun's shining.
Yeah. Position's a little tough. The shot's not easy either. Let's see what he does here. Oh, he did it pretty well. I'll tell you what, that's a big shot when your guy just hit you with 4.
You can say that again.
He's a fighter. You know, he looks like a timid little guy, but he is a fighter.
He is the only player in the history of this event to have won back-to-back U.S. Opens. That's what Shane Van Boening is looking to do in 2008. 89-90. Nick Varner ruled the roost here in Chesapeake.
Very deliberate player. He wants to see exactly where he wants to get on that pink ball. He's already going to go 1 rail to it, but he has to get a good angle on that pink or he won't be able to get to the 5. Oh, he's going to play the billiard. He's going to play the billiard and then shoot the 4 in the corner pocket. Very good thinking there. Yeah, and he got an angle to get on the 5. This was all planned.
Yeah, and again, Danny, you mentioned it. He's just been wedged in his chair for 4 racks, and to come out and dish up from was a little bit of an awkward position. That's Nick Varner.
Everything that's happened so far, this rack for him, was not accidental. He fell on the balls just the way he wanted to, and just the way you had to.
A quality match to this point. No mistakes whatsoever. They always say the first and the last are the toughest to win. Well, Varner's getting over the first hurdle. He's just taken his first rack. 4-1. He trails Mika Immonen. But with the break, a chance to dig into that deficit. Rack number 6. Mika Immonen in control to this point. 4-1 he leads Nick Varner, but it's the former world champion, former 8-ball world champion, 9-ball, straight pool. Looking for his 3rd U.S. Open. He tries the soft break. He cut that.
Is that legal? Did 3 balls go past?
Well, there's no break rule here in Chesapeake, but I can tell you if he played that break in a few other events that I've broadcast, that would have been illegal. And I think that's what Mika's asking him.
Yeah.
Is that rule in effect here? 3 balls have to go by the head string? Mika's questioning that.
Yeah, they didn't.
But I'm not sure that that's a rule that's in play.
No, I heard it wasn't. I heard it wasn't. Well, in case it is, what happens here? Does he have to break them again?
I think Mika's looking for a referee. And
Scott Smith.
I know
where are you?
Scott Smith, but I think Barry Berman might even be making his way down there.
Yeah, he is. Barry's going to make a rule.
I'm pretty sure that's not a rule here. It is. The last event Mika just played in, it was a rule. But it's not a rule here.
Well, that would be why he's questioning it, because the last tournament he played in had that rule. Wouldn't it be nice to hear what they're talking about? Can you read lips from 100 feet away?
He's saying, Mika, you're at the table. The break is legal, even though he didn't make one. So Mika is going to have to play this shot. And again, it's following the break. It's his choice as to what he wants to do. But I think Barry's just explaining to him that the 3-ball rule, passing the head string, is not in effect.
Well, Mika's shaking his head, but he's going to accept the ruling. Now, what do you do here? You play the 3-ball combination, or do you shoot the 1 off of the 9? The 1 off of the 9 will get you position to the 2. He's looking at it. He's looking to shoot the 1 off the 9 and draw 1 rail to the 2. Oh, he hit the 9. I'll tell you what.
He didn't do too bad. He's left Nick maybe a possible bank on that 1.
Well, as we know, Nick is from Kentucky. That's the bank pool capital of the world, and he is a great banker. So, you know, the whole thing here is if you bank at it, there's nothing else you have to do because the 2 is hanging in the pocket. Automatic position.
Good thing he moved back there.
Yeah, he moved back to Kentucky, so he probably is a banker again. He moved from Orlando, Florida, by the way.
So it looks like he's going at this full throttle. That's like the story of the guy, though, Danny, as Nick lines up again. The guy says, yeah, well, them's fighting words where I come from. He says, well, why aren't you fighting? He says, well, I've moved.
I knew he had to shoot that, you know.
Great shot from Varner.
If I were playing in 1 pocket and he needed 1 and that came up, I knew I'd be dead.
Just start unscrewing.
Yeah. Oh, Nick isn't even aware of the score, I'll bet you.
Well,
he's up there playing the balls.
Does he have enough angle on this, too? Because he's got to get the cue ball towards the center, right about where he's showing you with his cue.
I think he could cheat the pocket. I think he could shoot the 2 through the left side of the pocket, and therefore he'll have a rail to hit and go to the 3. Or he can draw it straight back and take a little longer shot, but I think he can do what I said. Play it through the left side of the pocket, go 1 rail to the 3. Oh, he's going to draw it and take the little longer shot. That's what he did. Well, the 3 to the 4 doesn't look like a hanger, does it?
You might have to just try and float this in and leave a long 4 to the top right corner. He's having a look from over near the other corner pocket just to see what sort of shot is availed to the 4 if he just floats this 3 in. But again, he's going to be dialing long distance, isn't he? And look where the 5 is. That's awkwardly placed.
Yeah, it's definitely not a Cosmo. Well,
left himself a lot to do.
Yeah, I knew it. 3 to the 4 was very tough, but it's not going to be tough for Mika. It's automatic for Mika, and he also can get the right angle to go to the 5. The 5 goes in the corner pocket where the 9 is. So I think he can fall on the 4 to get to the 5 right there.
Well, he's ensuring to leave himself an angle.
Yeah, he went a little bit too far.
Yeah, but he might be able to drop on that 5 up to the top corner.
Yeah,
just follow straight through and drop right behind it.
Could be. He got a little bit too much angle to do what I wanted him to do. And he did what you said, Jimmy. You're playing very well, by the way. I'm kidding around, but actually Jimmy White's a very, very fine pool player and a great snooker player.
Well, Mika'd have to expect to get out from this spot now, Danny.
Yeah, makes this. He's all right.
And really, it was Varner that had the first chance. So this one, he kind of picked Nick's pocket.
Well, he needs some kind of angle on the 7 in the side to get to the 8. He would have liked to have been a little straighter. But I think he could make it with a hair right-hand English and get the angle he needs. Oh, he did it a little bit differently, but it's going to work. He did get an angle to get to the 8.
Depending on that angle, he may have to play the 8 into the top right corner. It looks like drawing the ball. That's exactly what he's going to do, raising the back end. He just wants some angle. Exactly, Danny. How many times have we seen a guy drop straight on a shot like this and he can't get near the 9?
Well, he has no problem there. He can go 2 rails right to the 9, or 1 rail.
Well, looking very strong, and that was important for Immonen to keep the momentum on his side. 5-1, and he'll be breaking in rack number 7. Once again, the 9 follows its command from Mika Immonen, and the lead increased 7-1 over Nick Varner.
Nick can do nothing about this. Well, when he was practicing, he wasn't practicing well, but that was without the adrenaline. No, that little adrenaline will get all your senses sharper. There's our score, folks. 7-1. Nick has done nothing wrong except lose the first leg.
A 7-1 lead. A formidable lead to Finland's Mika Immonen. He breaks rack number 9, ball down.
Where are you, 1, he said.
And he's got a shot at the 1.
Yeah.
2's in the open, 3's in the open.
Could he roll this soft enough to cut it in and get onto 2? Like right where he is now would be pretty good. I think that's what he's going to try. Oh, he's not doing anything wrong, Jim. These are not easy layouts, and he's making them look easy.
And I think that 7 passes the 9 into the bottom corner too, Danny.
Unfortunately for Nick. So far, this is one of the best sets I've ever seen played. Well, I think he could have got a little fuller. It would have been an easier layout. I mean, now, what do you do here? You go 2 rails past the side pocket?
Well, he's going to have to hit this with an awful lot of spin to get there.
Yeah.
And that's what he's trying. He's trying to swing this all around.
He went 4 rails.
What, he's actually hit it.
4
he's
rails.
Almost hit it too good.
He hit it pretty. I didn't think he had the angle to get that long, but he did. Wow.
And the 8 doesn't pass the 9 into this pocket, so Mika's going to have to be a little careful here. Kill the speed of the cue ball.
Kill it. He's been doing the kill pretty good. He overkilled. He's playing so good, he overkilled. Yeah, he's going to roll this one in. He wanted to stroke it and take the longer shot.
The beat goes on here. The 33rd U.S. Open 9-ball championship. Mika Immonen 8-1 in front of Nick Varner. Rack number 10. Mika in control. He needs 3 more for a place in round 5. Second dry break of the match, and that's going to bring Varner out of his chair. It appears that Mika, his innings go in sets of 4. He won the first 4 before Varner replied. He's just won the next 4. And Varner with a chance to reply.
The only problem is that the next inning he could only get 3. Nick's not perturbed by any of this.
He's got too much experience. He'll stick to his guns. He knows he can put them together, string them together just like Mika did. He's pretty straight here, so he's going to have to draw back to play that 3 into the side. It's just where he's showing you.
Well, it doesn't have a full pocket, I guess.
Just overcooked that a little bit. 4 you can see just to the left of your picture.
Well, he can roll past that, and he'll have a little more angle on the 4 than he wanted, but it will bring him to the 5. I think he's just got to roll it in and take the shot. That's where he wants to be, right there. That'll bring him to the 5 if he does get where he pointed to. Perfect. Perfect. Just roll it in. You can't scratch because I think the 9 is in the way. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Just checked it too much off that cushion.
I liked rolling that high ball.
Yeah, he just checked it a little too much. As clean as he hit the 4, he just had a little too much right-hand spin, which is that natural way to play the shot when you're cutting a ball in. And now he needs a good contact on the 5.
Well, the thing about this is he's not going to have a shot if he happens to kick it in. He's got to get to the 6 next. Yeah, I really like just rolling that in, didn't you? I mean, there was no problem.
You got to try and take the 9 out of the equation, but I mean, Danny, who's to say this isn't a result from just a lack of time at the table?
Yeah, oh, of course.
So off 2 cushions now, he wants to try and catch that 5 and put some distance between them if he doesn't make it.
Oh, he missed by a hair. He missed by a hair, and
unfortunately, what's more is he's left Mika a chance, and he's moved the 8 out of the way. That 8 was sitting in front of the 6, so he's kind of cleared the path for the green 6 too. He had a chance. It was half a chance.
He gonna go 3 rails? No, 2. Oh, he missed one.
He's human.
Uh-oh.
It's official.
Yeah. Okay, Nick. Nick jumped out of the chair there. He didn't expect to see a miss.
Boy, that almost went horribly wrong.
Yeah, he could have hit the 9 a little fuller. He wouldn't have liked it. Okay. Well, Nick, you're going to have to come with some kind of run here.
Well, it was his turn to win a rack.
Yeah. Every 4 games, he gets 1. Or every 5 games, I should say.
Mika kind of grinning. He's just, I mean, he's in such a comfortable position still. He knows Varner's got a real mountain to climb in front of him.
Yeah, but Nick has been known to do that. I wouldn't feel like I won already.
No, you take nothing for granted in 9-ball. Rodney Morris gave us our best escape act in the first round. He played Danny Harriman. He was 10-4 down. Came back to win that match 11-10. So 7 in a row. We've seen it.
Oh, he's not going to be snookered. He's not going to be snookered. That's about all you could say about that. He's going to shoot left-handed and try to cut it in.
He just wants to make sure, just settle himself, because he's got to get the negative thoughts of how he hit that last one out of his head.
Yeah. He hit it just hard enough to get a shot.
He's got the 9.
Where's the cue ball?
Cue ball's okay. Varner takes his second rack of the match. 8-2 still to Mika Immonen, but Nick's got the break in number 11. Rack number 11. 8-2, Mika Immonen's lead. It's a race to 11. Varner with the cut break gets the 1 and the 2 headed towards the bottom corner. Is it going to travel far enough?
Well, he's got a cut at it, but I don't like it. I like a safe here. Bank the 2 across and go behind the 9. But it's tough to play safe when you're losing 8-2 because you want to gain those games. But he has the patience for this. I think he could freeze them on the 9 and bank the 2 across. But, oh, he's shooting. Yeah, he's got his shooting shoes on. Where are you, 3?
And look at the 4-9 combination.
Oh,
and he's perfect. This one won't take long.
Nope.
3 top corner and then the 4-9 to get to 8-3. No danger there. The Kentucky Colonel takes 2 in a row. He's got a long ways back, though. Still 8-3, Mika Immonen. Mika Immonen, rack number 13, 9-3 his lead. Just 2 away to move on in the winner's bracket. All of a sudden, that break that was so kind in the early going, it's deserted him.
But he didn't lose his head. Nick's going to have to do a push shot here. And where do you want to push to trick a player like Mika?
The winner back in '89 and 1990, the only player to successfully defend the U.S. Open 9-ball title.
Yeah, this is disheartening because, you know, Mika kept breaking and having a run out, break, run out, break, run. Now he doesn't make a ball and you don't even have a good push. Pretty tricky. Break is fickle. Yeah, he's trying to trick him somehow, but I don't see how you could. You're going to leave him a good shot.
Well, yeah, I can think of a lot of players I wouldn't want to get into a tactical battle with.
Yeah.
This guy might be number 1 on the list.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you're supposed to give this back, but what do you do? I don't see much to do if he gives it back. Unless you just want to go one rail and try to put him behind the 5-ball.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of traffic there, even for the 1. Where are you going to play the 1?
Well, you can bank the one between the 6 and 7.
I kind of expect him to bring Varner back out of his chair here.
It's debatable.
It's a tough safety. There's just nothing easy with this shot.
Nick might have been pulling a bluff there.
If you're going to play a safety, you'd like to be able to control both balls, Danny. So you know you got at least one of them. If you get one of them into the safe area, you're okay.
Is he going to... I like banking the one between the 6 and 7 and trying to get him with the 5.
Well, that's the only safety that I see from this position. But again, two parts to that. Yeah. And neither of them are easy.
No, I think you almost got to dare Nick to execute.
So. And he has. He's brought Varner out of his chair. I mean, regardless, this is a tough shot. Fine mess you got me into, Ollie.
I don't know if you people out there are old enough to know what he's talking about. He's talking about Laurel and Hardy. Ollie was Oliver Hardy. Boy, Jim, I didn't think you knew that kind of thing.
Giving away my age.
Yeah.
I look pretty old for 35, eh, Danny?
Right.
Tough shot here, though.
Well, Nick figured out another trick. Let's shoot it off the ball.
I'll tell you what. He just took Mika Immonen and me back to school, and the applause duly acknowledged, because that was some kind of shot. Even Immonen. Immonen's coming back to the table and said, well, I didn't see that.
Well, he pushed there for that, and he was hoping Mika wouldn't see that.
But see the cue ball? That was what I said. It was important to be able to get one of the balls into that safe area, and that cue ball was always going to be near that top cushion. But that was a great shot.
Super great.
The professor.
Super great.
Now Mika with a kick here off the side cushion, and tough to control. And Nick Varner benefits from a great shot.
He deserved it. Yeah, he figured out some trap, and he's going to get rewarded. Now you have to run the balls. Nick was intercollegiate champion in this nation and went to Purdue University. I believe it was 71 and 72. I think he won 2 intercollegiate titles.
I always remember looking at Johnny Archer's profile when Archer was in his prime, and that's not to say he's not still one of the top guns in the world. Archer always listed Varner as his favorite player. And that last shot we saw from Varner, I think a real good indication why this man is held in such high esteem by so many top players.
Now stay by, guys. We're going to show you that shot Nick made and played to get to this.
Good speed on the cue ball. That's a good shot. He's got the angle that he needed to drop from the 5 to the 6. He's just got to make sure and clear that 8 ball. Now, how many racks is that going to cost Mika Immonen? That's what's going through his mind.
Good hit. Good hit. See, when I played, psychologically, I'd look at the score now. I'm winning 9-3. The guy has to beat me 8-1 to win. So that pumps you up. Perfect control of the position. While we're doing this,
These are just the sort of layouts you like. Once Varner had done the hard work, it was all about mopping up, and that's just what he's done. Again, trying to keep Mika Immonen in his crosshairs. 9-4, a long ways back for Nick. One ball, one rack at a time. And that shot that we talked about earlier that Varner played, one more look at it. Look at this mess. And Nick solved the puzzle. Just a terrific shot using the 5, but the control of the cue ball to me here too, Danny.
Oh, he tried all of that, yeah.
You know, that was key.
And he got rewarded.
He trails Mika Immonen. Good break here. Go a long ways to helping him pull just a little closer. And he's got that one into that side pocket. That cut break working to perfection.
Yeah, he's done that about 3 in a row now. He's playing that one in the side. So
he's got the 1, he's got the 2 over the side pocket now. The 3's in the middle, and look at the 4-9 combination near the bottom corner. This might be a rather hasty trip to the finish line.
Yeah.
And a successful one if Varner has his way.
Well, he's got to get from the 2 to the 3 yet. That's not easy. And he has to get to the 3 with an angle to get to the 4-9 combination.
Does nothing carelessly, does he, Nick? He's meticulous with everything he does around the table.
A little reverse to come back.
He may
Be
not
careful.
like this. He needs that cue ball to travel. Ooh, that was dangerous. I don't think he intended bringing that 5 ball into the equation there.
Yeah, it was
dangerous
never
shot.
a doubt. Oh, he got good here.
And the 4-9 to pull one step closer to Immonen. 8-1 Mika led at one stage.
Oh, no.
He can't believe it.
Oh, no, no,
he
no.
can't
Very
believe
careless.
that he missed that shot.
Oh, heck. Well, that's how uncertain combinations are. But we all expected him to make that.
I gave it to him. I was getting ready to mark the score.
Yeah. Well, you might have to give it to Mika now.
The 5-9 is going to be there. He's got the 4 into the corner. That certainly is, well, that was like a nail in the coffin for Varner, wasn't it?
Yeah. Mika's going to get on the hill. But it'll be the identical score of our match last night with Morris. He was losing 10-4.
And there it is. Confirmed, Mika arrives to the hill. 10-4. Varner's hoping it's not over and out. One more look at the missed combination from Nick Varner. Here it is. Nick would like to have this a month of Sundays, and he would never miss it. He can't believe it.
Poor Nick.
Almost a look of shock, really.
Yeah, it is a shock. That would be a shock if you were playing. Just like, how about when you're shooting and you miss cue? Isn't it always a shock? You don't believe it? Clunk.
Rack number 15, still lightning speed for Mika Immonen in terms of the pro rating. 10-4 his lead. Breaking for the match.
The one's going to fall. Where are you, 2? He said. He's got a cut on the 2, but the balls aren't sitting real juicy here. I don't even know if he can cut this soft enough to hold it for the 3 in the same pocket.
It's a very thin cut on this, too. And Mika doesn't like it. You see him shaking his head.
Yeah, they're all tied up pretty tightly here.
4 looks like it's in jail for the moment, too, just below the 7.
And it's like you said, he don't want to play safe. He wants to shoot. Well, he got by that. Oh, he would have loved to brush that ball. Yeah, that would have done a lot if he brushed that ball.
Well, he's having a look. I wonder if he's got the angle to be able to cut this 3 into the corner pocket. Go around the back of the 8 and track towards that pink 4.
That's what he's trying to do. Oh, he's going to be perfect here. Oh, he's going to get real good here. You know, even brushing the 6 isn't going to hurt you. Unless you hit the 6 too full, you might have to draw it a little bit, make sure you're not snookered. I don't think you could just roll it forward. He did, but he missed the ball.
He was concerned with the position, and I don't think he's just having a look. He never did get to the 5.
No, I didn't like the angle he was going into the ball.
You had to play that, I think, with a little bottom and stay below the 7.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, a lifeline. We saw Rodney Morris come back from 10-4 down.
Yep.
You know it can be done.
Well,
that's a good start.
The thing you said about Nick when he was sitting there for 4 racks at a time getting up cold, Mika might have got a little cold because Nick's won a bunch of games. Well, I don't see any problem here. Nick's going to study it anyway, but there's no problem.
I can confirm Shane Van Boning a winner over Charlie Williams.
Yeah, you know Lou Butera, man, he would have been out already here. He played
the
very
machine
fast.
gun.
He played so fast that one time he shot the 9 and the 7 hung.
He's taking a lot of time.
Yeah, well, look what happened to him. He missed a combination we were giving him. Good shot.
He's not going to be able to get close to the 8, though, or is he going to try and slam this in? I think he'll just take the long 8.
Oh, of course.
Just roll this in.
The 8's close enough to the pocket. Yeah. He'd like to be right where he is right now. That's where the cue ball's going, 1 rail.
Good speed. And this will buy Nick a little extra time. And 10-5. It's confirmed. Nick Varner can't afford any more mistakes here against Immonen. He's got the break to come in rack 16. Nick's still looking pretty focused, isn't he, Danny? He doesn't look like a guy who's ready to throw the towel in.
Well, the good thing about it is, if there is a good thing, is that you're not packing your bags. You'll just have to play on the loser side. Play single elimination mentally. He didn't lose yet. He didn't lose yet.
Rack number 17, 10-6.
Oh, no, one
and
ball
he's
on
missed
the side.
one.
I don't know. Could he roll this and freeze him on the 7?
He's got a tough shot here. Obviously, there's not a lot of room here, but he could use that 7 to hold where the 1 is. Hold the 1 there, and that would definitely Give him a chance to try and
Well, if he can cut
get
the one
aggressive
a
with the
little
safety here.
without hitting the 7, that's
Well,
what
that's
he'll
what
do.
he's trying to.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what he
had
did.
room. He had room to get that through.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty easy kick, and he may not get the best of this one, Mika.
Why, you think he automatically is going to hit this and play
I
safe?
sense a swing in momentum.
Okay. Nick's looking to play a kick safe. Now, I think he can kick one rail, hit the inside of the 1, and go behind the 7. It's either that or whack it. I like what I just said. You know, cut it and try to go right behind the 7. Well, he's thinking about it. Oh, he's going to shoot this. I like the other way. I think he can go right behind the 7, kicking this way, hitting the 1 like on the number. Well, he's going to do everything differently. But like I always say with Nick, whatever he decides, it's the right shot. Yeah, I like kicking this soft and going right behind the 7. That's what he tried to do. He didn't quite do it, but he tried that. He hit the 1 a hair full. A little more glance, he would have went right behind the 7.
But he's not left Mika anything again, and not even an easy safety for Immonen here.
You don't think he can bank it out a little bit and go behind the 6 and 8? You know, try to bank the 1 sort of to the middle and go all the way down behind the 6 and 8.
This is tough. I think
he's got
to control one of these, either the cue ball or the 1. This is not easy. He's got to negotiate how he's going to contact that 5 if he elects to use that 5.
Oh, he's not going to hit the 5. He's going to do what I said. He's going to use the 5, but he left an edge. Ooh, not much of an edge, but
That's
he did leave an edge.
Pretty good shot. Took a deft touch to play that, and a pretty steady nerve given the circumstances.
Plus, you're going into the 7 if you fan the 1, if you can do it. You know, you can't even run up table. You fan the 1 here, you're hitting the 7. Oh yeah, this is a horrible spot to be in. You're hanging for your life here, and you got like a 64th of the 1 to hit, and then you're going into the 7. He's aiming for something. I don't know. Is he going to kick? Is he going to kick and spin it back? No, is he going to hit the end rail with left-hand English?
He's going to go try and he's got to miss that 7. That 7's just kind of in his path, so he's got to spin this cue ball, I think, off 3 cushions.
No,
if he can get to 3, that's ideal, but he may have to try and, again, where that 7 is.
No, he's going to kick 2 rails at it.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, he'd like to hit it off 3, Danny. He'd like to get into that 3rd cushion.
Yeah, he might kick it in the side. Well, whatever you do, hit it.
Wow. That
could be fatal.
That could be the last shot Nick plays.
Yeah, he had to hit that ball. Yeah.
Good shot Immonen played, though.
Yes,
you have to tip your hat to Mika. You know, under a little pressure, Varner was starting to come back at him. It was a good safety. And now, in his mind, he's just weighing up the path he wants the cue ball to take. He's probably thinking 3-4 shots ahead right now. He's got no problem balls. Everything's in the open.
Yeah, everything's in the open. You just want to get an angle on the 2 to get to the 3. Well, he did that. He got perfect. Yeah. I fear for Nick that it's over.
Yeah, I can't see Mika letting Varner back to the table again. Not without a massive mistake. You know, you get to the finish line like this, you gotta close this. You got to close the match out.
Well, the only hope for Nick here is the 6 to the 7 could be a little funny.
He's absolutely perfect, though.
Ooh, he thought he didn't cut it enough.
This is just controlling your nerve.
That's
The
where
last one's always a tough one to win.
he just put the tip of the cue where he wants the cue ball to be.
He needs the angle, though, to get up table for the 7.
Well,
Well, better short than too far here.
perfect.
That is perfect.
Perfect. Perfect. I think Nick feels himself going.
Drawn to the cushion. An angle on the 7 means he's going to be able to get closer to the 8 ball.
Yeah, he got a perfect angle to fall on the 8. Yeah. He got perfect.
Well, it ended up being the safety, though, Danny. The safety that Immonen played. That was one that bought him the opportunity.
Tutto finito,
Tutto finito.
which means it's all over.
It is for Nick Varner, at least from the winner's bracket, but he'll be forced to fight his way back on the left hand. But a very convincing performance. Mika Immonen, the former world champion, an 11-6 win here over Nick Varner.
Nick was valiant. Jimmy is going to go downstairs now and talk with Mika.
Well, just here with Mika Immonen. And Mika, you knew you were going to get a fight back from Nick Varner, didn't you?
Yeah, you know, he's a legend. He's not going to give up easy, and I've seen him come back from like ridiculous situations, like 10-1 down and winning 11-10. So I, you know, I have to respect that. And you know, I had a nice cushion there in the beginning. I had a good 4-pack run, so it gave me a little bit of an edge in the start.
Mika, I've seen you play all over the world, and I'll tell you, when you built up that 8-1 lead, you were probably as much in the zone as I've seen you in an awful long time.
Yeah, I think in general I've been playing pretty good lately. It's been very consistent. I started my last match even before this with a 4-pack, and you know, if you can get that kind of edge in the beginning, it's really big. And I'm feeling comfortable. I'm figuring out the break, and my general shot making is pretty good.
You've been putting in a lot of practice and training. I know you really look after yourself too. You've been focusing big time on this U.S. Open.
Yeah, you know, me and Marcus, we, you know, when we're going to tournaments together, we tend to go, we go to the gym and run a little bit, and it keeps us in a good frame of mind. So I've been running every day, and it seems to pay dividends.
Well, Mika, you keep playing the way you did here, and you're going to be a handful. Mika Immonen, an 11-6 winner through to round 5 here at the U.S. Open.
The U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship is a production of Billiard Club Network. For more, log on to billiardclub.net.